Right now, truthfully, how I personally feel, it's funny style. You know what I mean? It ain't that real rap. It's like you can get over it with anything. You know what I'm saying? As long as people would dance to it, clap to it, you got a hit. But you know, it's really no. It's nothing with it. That's how I personally feel. You know what I mean? You got your little. Oh, if you ain't got no snap dance, if you can't go on the radio, you're not getting played. That's how I personally feel. And I don't think it should be like that, me personally. But, you know, everybody got their own view. Oh, Booty Gangster, let me tell you about me. I spit reality music. Like, I'm the type of artist, if you listen to me, you'll be like, yo, you said da-da-da? And I'll be like, yeah, that's what I mean. What I mean by that is, if you ask me, what do you mean by that? I can actually tell you what I mean by that. A lot of these artists can't. They just making words go together. Pop, pop, da-da-da, whatever, rock, rock, da. Nah, not with me. I spit that reality music. That's what I call my music. I'm a G, you know what I mean? But I keep it 100. But I also touch everybody too. So if I'm talking to females, if I'm talking to kids, if I'm talking to my G's, you can actually sit back and say, yo, what did you mean by what you just said? And I can tell you the truth behind what I just said. I didn't just say it so it can go together. You know what I mean? I said it because this is actually what I went through. Doe Black? Whew. That's my fan right there, you know what I mean? I can't really get into how I know him, where I know him from and all that, you know what I mean? But that's my man. That's a dude that held me down when I was struggling and all that. I mean, basically, like I said, a real G. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I can't really go into how I know him or how we met and all that. I don't put that shit out there. You know what I mean? But let me tell you one thing, though. What I do feel, if you have a nickname in these streets, that shouldn't be no name that you made of yourself. You gotta earn that. I didn't wake up and say, yo, call me Booty Gangster. I was Boo, like I said. My G said, yo, that's Booty Gangster. But you know what I mean? I ain't even going to all that. Doe Black, salute. You already know what to hit for. My purpose in the music industry, let me tell you, man. I feel like I got some things I want to say. Now, I feel that I'm nice. I know I'm nice. Okay. My purpose is, I ain't gonna say to get rich and this, that, and third. It's not even all about that. What it's about is, I feel like I got something that people want to hear. If you let 5 people, let me rephrase that. If you let 5 real people hear my music, 3 to 4 of them can relate. I promise you that. All my music, there's really no way you can just say like, oh, what is he talking about? Or da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like Tupac, God bless the dead. I don't care who you are. You can relate to a Tupac song. You heard? You know what I mean? So when you hear me, you're going to be like, oh, damn, I feel you. Da-da-da, whatever the case may be. First things first, one thing I can say about me, and everybody that know me, I'm 100. You know what I'm saying? I got people's here, I got people's there. Real rap, real trap. And everybody know I'm loyal. So you need somebody like me on your team. Now, if you want to hear some reality music, like I said, I can spit this real quick. They call me Booty Gangster. But y'all already know my name. I pop them things. I make your meat hang like change. I know the game. Squeeze if his face is strained. Drop the cane or have your man mop your brains. When Glocks exchange, it's sort of like the stock exchange. You about to watching rings. I'm about watching things. I'm great with aim. From far, you get hit with things. Click your brains. That's how it heads the rest of the range. Jags from Spain. On top of that, a lad from Dane that leaves me drained. Spaz out every time she came. Get raw for bling bling and your ching ching. I walk away laughing retarded like hang hang. If I go to sing sing or get knocked in the bang, I ain't blooding, I ain't crippin', I'm reppin' for Queens. You heard? like I said, anybody that's heard that, you can easily email me, hit me up, leave a comment, and ask me what do I mean about everything I said, because everything is true facts. Real rap, real trap. Queens all day. Well, still, once again, I guess we taking it back to Doe Black. My man Doe Black, you know what I mean? Me and him, we've been rocking ever since. So he met up with Sil, introduced me to Sil. So me and Sil went in the booth, chopped it up, talk, whatever, burned a couple down. That's neither here nor there. But at the end of the day, real recognize real, fake recognize fake. And it's probably about 12, 13 years later, I hooked up with him on the Humbug on Springfield, America, because you know that's where I'm from, Springfield all day. Salute, Queens all day. But anyway, me and Doe Black, which is my man, he knew Sil. They lived around the corner from each other, wherever have you. And I hooked up with Sil, and it was like beautiful. Like, what I mean by that is like, son do music, but he do music in his own type of way. I do music in my own type of way. You know what I'm saying? I don't really deal with the lames when it comes to music, because if your music ain't hot, I don't deal with you. That's point blank. So me and son dropped the record, and it was hot. You know what I mean? Now I ain't gonna front. We only did one track, I think maybe two, whatever the case may be, but it was real Gucci and all that. So I salute my G Sil. Just linked up with him not too long ago, so we're going back to it. And best believe there's more to come. Believe that. Truthfully, I would tell them, be you, first of all. And second, don't forget the people that put you on. Because I'm going to keep it 100. I know a lot of my young homies that did that. You know what I mean? I put them on, but you know what I mean? I'm not even going to go there like that. On some G, yo, be you, first of all. But second of all, don't never forget who put you on. Because these youngins, they get big, you know what I mean? And they want to forget who the ones that was holding them down, who was doing this, yada yada for them. Let's not do that, yo. Keep it 100, man. Keep it 100. Real rap, real trap. That's all I got to say about that. Because I can go on and off. I'm not even. My influence, how I got into music, I'm going to keep it 100. I've been rhyming since I was, what, 10 years old. I ain't start writing my own music till I was about 12. But my brother, Flames, a.k.a. Tone, Queens know who he is, Springfield 137 back blocks by the Bello, you already know. But he started us with me, my cousin Ville, and my man Rain. We was B.O.D. That was back in like 93, something like that, something crazy like that. But that's who put me on. He was writing my rhymes for 2 years. After that, I was like, yo, I think I'm ready to do my own. He was like, nah, you ain't ready to do your own. So I was writing my own on the side. So one time, son, my brother wrote me a rhyme. I was like, yeah, all right, da-da-da. Had the beat, you know what I mean? We recorded tape to tape, you know what I mean? We wasn't in the studios back then, you heard? So I went up, spit my piece, but I ain't spit what he wrote for me. I already had my joint ready already. And he was tight, but then he was like, damn, son, you nice, yo. You know what I mean? So he let me rock. He was like, yo. He pulled me to the side after the fact. He was like, yo, that was hot. But son, don't do that. Let me know. You know what I mean? That's how my brother is and all that. But besides that, like I said, it was always my brother. Real rap, real trap. Now, musically wise, I was in August Martin. The first track that caught me, like Hot 97, I'm in weightlifting class. You know what I mean? If anybody went to Martin or whatever, you know, we got the weightlifting class. Still a little nigga, but it's all good. But yo, they was playing Biggie Smalls is the illest. Biggie Smalls is the illest. And I thought that was just so raw. Son just went in like, it was live from Bedford-Stuyvesant, the livest one. Even though, you know, niggas wasn't really dealing with BK like that. Like I said, I'm a Queens nigga all day. But that's neither here nor there. But that really touched me right there. But the first album that I ever really listened to that motivated me made me just want to just really sit down and rap. And ever since then, I took off. It was Mobb Deep Infamous. I'm gonna keep it 100. Not because they from Queens. I'm not gonna say that, but my brother, once again, Flames, he had a Mobb Deep CD. He was like, yo, son, come listen to this. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wasn't even in the CDs. I was just writing my own. I ain't know nothing. I was a young dude. I heard that Mobb Deep album, yo, and that just took me off. Real rap, son. Ever since that Mobb Deep album, the Infamous, it was a rental since then. Like I said, I was already going in. I heard that. It was a Reynolds, real rap, real trap, real rap. I definitely gotta get a shout out to my man Bandana Santerre, aka Million, aka Mill, whatever. Gotta give a shout out to Doe Black. Big shout out to Sil for keeping it 100. Shout out to my cousin Ville. Shout out to the GBs. Shout out to everybody from H Trade Luck and everybody from 137. Y'all already know what it's hitting for. I got y'all. Queens all day. Richmond, VA all day. Fayetteville, North Carolina all day. Debo, I see you. Bags, all y'all. It's too many of y'all to name. Y'all already know we're a close circle, but I already named who it is. Now, shout out to my brother Flames, first of all. My brother Els, and my brother Shot. Family first. Y'all know what it is. You heard? All day, every day. Salute.